Oh my God. Oh, it says Dio is here and then no one's watching. So I guess Dio wrote a comment and then he vanished. He had a cameo. Um, this past Monday I did a stream and it was about like weird stuff men do online in relation to me. And I was talking about how I had multiple men, not that many of them, but still two or three who felt some like weird desire to talk about my attire, and I thought it was just a really strange thing because why would that bother another man? But on this stream, I had a person who wrote this comment in response to what I was saying by claiming that it wasn't that deep and all this stuff about Wired and a whole bunch of little weird crap. But even though I thought the comment was kind of the two comments they were a little strange, I didn't block them because I was thinking this would actually turn into a dialogue. But this person instead vanished. And I noticed that trend from last year of people who come on someone's stream and say something that's kind of not just dissenting, but it's also written in a like confrontational, argumentative way. And when you give them the chance to elaborate on what they were saying or go more in detail about their statement or viewpoint on the matter, they flee. I actually had a stream I did last year where I was talking about the current president of the United States, and I was comparing him to another president. And this person who liked him wrote some paragraph long comment in response to what was 20, 30 minutes of me speaking, and then when offered the chance to continue writing and discussing this, vanished. But I never had a term for this kind of behavior where people come on a stream, they type something that's dissenting and then disappear, until I watched a stream a few days ago and the exact same thing was done to another user, where the user was talking about something and a person came and said, "One day you're going to learn this." And he said, "Hey, you can have a conversation with me or you can go away because I'm not here to abide by drive-by typing." So that's going to be my new term. Every time I see someone I don't recognize and they're writing this kind of dissenting, argumentative comment and they don't elaborate or they get the chance to continue speaking, it was drive-by typing. So that's going to be the new terminology. I think that I would say their name, but that's going to open up a can of worms about why did you watch this person? I just don't feel like it. Gone are the days where you can attribute something to someone and people don't ask you, 99 questions about your association with that person's content. But yeah, I did a Dragon Ball video this week, and it was about Vegeta. And I got to say, I'm very disappointed by the response to it. See, I was under the impression that when someone offers a variety of content, even if people don't like, let's say, politics or they don't like the romance stuff, they'll at least, there's a high chance out of those three things, they'll find one of those three to be into. And I've noticed a recurring phenomenon where, and I brought this up last month, you have these people, and Dio's not one of them, so I'm not talking about him, but you have these people who, if I do a stream, they have a whole bunch of stuff to say, just paragraphs of comments written, back and forth, right? But when you do a video, not only do they not comment on the stuff that seemingly is of interest to them, they also choose to kind of, what's a good way of saying it, not understand where this would be obnoxious. If you put up some video that took, because if I do a stream, that could just be an hour. I'm just sitting here. And it usually is not very aggravating for me to do one of these because it's just me sitting around. Whereas if I edit the video, that could take 2 hours, 3 hours. And it's a lot more irritating when the returns on that aren't as satisfactory, or it doesn't seem to be as engaged with as something where you just sit and speak. But I mentioned this last month because I try to make myself not have to keep repeating myself. I try to say things in a way where the point is made and that there's some level of self-awareness. So for example, I would not expect anyone, and I've even had one user who keeps commenting on most of my stuff, but I would not expect one person to comment on a whole bunch of videos a week or even comment every week because I'm aware there are other channels people watch. There's sometimes you don't have anything to say, it happens. But the idea that you can have a group of people who are given content every day of varying topics. Sometimes it's politics, sometimes it's romance, sometimes it's Dragon Ball, and they just won't say any goddamn thing is insane to me. But they won't say anything unless it's a stream. Then they come over and type 3 or 4 paragraphs in an hour. I just think it's insane. Like I've seen some of the people on the streams who literally will type more than I can in an hour. I can't write an essay in an hour. It's really incredible. But like I said, when I get to a point of being disenfranchised with the activities of people on this site, you get this like weird pushback. Like I'll never forget the day I did a video and I was talking about how it really sucks to have 2,000 subs and then people don't watch. And there was some guy who was like, "No, what? You're so negative. No wonder you can't get with anyone." I'm like, when people make videos, right, on this website, unless they're private, they're putting them up there so that somebody can watch the crap. So to pretend that I am so exclusive and not being satisfied with the number of views, like no one on the entire history of the site has been dissatisfied with the number of views they get other than me, is BS. When literally the explicit purpose of uploading stuff on this site is to get people to watch it. So it was an issue for me to want to do something or want to have something happen that literally every single person who puts up videos on here, unless they're private, is trying to do. I guess I live in the Twilight Zone. I have a bunch of subs who say they like my stuff, won't engage with it, won't click the like button, won't write a comment. You know, that's why I actually said the trolls are more consistent with thumbing stuff up than my actual subs or are like, engaging with my stuff because I did 2 videos in the last 3 weeks. One of them was called Kamala Harris, something about Trump and the vaccine. And then another one I did a few days ago. I did last week, but I put it up a few days ago about Iran. And I was really disturbed because for both videos, I had at least 3 comments. For the Harris one, there were 9 comments. And both of them, literally every single person in the comment section, except one on the Harris video, so that's 8 different people, never seen them before. And one of the things that irritates me is that it's really frustrating to, because when I do a political video, I read a news article and I give my opinion on it. And I've noticed a really interesting phenomenon where a lot of the people on those, and again, mostly the ones I've never seen before. So again, on those 2 videos, you can see a whole bunch of people I've never seen before on any of my stuff and probably never will again. Because that's the nature of YouTube where people just, drive by type, they come on one video and then they vanish. But I thought it was really weird how I looked at all these comments, and somebody might say to yourself, "Why would you get mad that people are commenting on your stuff?" Well, I'm upset because these are people I've never seen before, and they're not actually talking about my video. They're responding to the title. They are not actually interacting with what I have to say. It's kind of like if Dio did a video called I don't know, Vegeta wasted in Super, just an example. And in the video, he talks about Vegeta's character over the course of that series and how he thinks he could have been used better. And then I respond to the title by saying, "He definitely was wasted. This really sucks." And I write maybe 3, 4 sentences about but I don't actually respond to anything he said, just the title. And Dio's never seen me before. I'm just this random person. And he's like, "Where the hell are my actual subs, the ones that claim they want to hear my take on this?" I can't wait for your take on Tuesday's debate. Well, it'll be pretty neutral since I don't like either of the candidates. So I told you my favorite thing was during the 2016 cycle because we had one every time I did an anti-Hillary video, you're probably a Trump supporter. Then if you do an anti-Trump video, you're probably a Democrat. So I kept getting accused of being on one side or the other. 20% of my money is not worth you having financial stability on their tube, according to Susan Wojcicki. I mean, look, I got demonetized 2 months ago. Ruben, I'll ask you, has it stopped me from being a person who actively uploads? Have you noticed a trickle in the amount of stuff I put out? Again, I'm not in this for money. I would like for my subs to engage with my stuff. Remember, I had one of them who sat on my streams for, what was that, a week, harassing me, writing a whole bunch of comments. Hello, hello, why aren't you responding to me? And then right after you start speaking to them, they do the exact same thing they did before. You ain't knock us down. Oh, H3H3. Isn't he in some kind of scandal at this point? Yeah, Ruben, I will get around to the Barbara Lee documentary. I'm grabbing clips because I keep trying to like put, I don't want to just have some still picture up when I'm speaking. I want to show some visuals. So I'm doing it. And I haven't forgotten about the Chi-Chi video either. It's just a bunch of other stuff is in the way. So I'm just saying that I actually do recall most of the stuff. Yeah, I don't know why that lady is CEO, but whatever. It wouldn't be the first time a company that I used to like had a weird person at the head of the management. Also, by the way, I talked about a user who backstabbed me on here, who in a 2-week time period went from saying I was one of their favorite people on here to calling me gay in a video. And during the video, he said, in response to me requesting that he apologize for a comment he had made, it ain't that deep. That was his comment. And it was really funny because it's not deep. It's not that deep to apologize, which would take less than 2 minutes to type, but it is deep enough to spend hours grabbing clips from various streams of mine for your stupid video. But this person that did the drive-by comment on Monday actually said, because I took a screenshot of it because I didn't know if I was going to get rid of them. I usually don't unless the person harasses me. Let me see. They said out of nowhere, I don't know what I said to what they were responding to because I was actually talking for the majority of it. But they said, bro, it's not that deep. So this phrase of it's not that deep, or it ain't that deep, basically saying something is not that deep is the computer clown catchphrase. So anytime I see somebody write that, I'm just gonna instantly know that they're of the same ridiculous ideology. Yeah, Ruben. Well, if you go to the video I did the stream I did, remember the one that was early that you were like, why so early? I didn't say his name, but somebody else came to the stream and started talking about it. Yeah, apparently I'm not allowed to discuss conservative commentators. You know, all these progressive people, TYT, David Pakman, Jimmy, all of them get to talk about whoever they want, but I have a stipulation on who I can speak on and who I cannot. It's pretty crazy to me. And again, I don't understand where someone would see this lady's name in the title and apparently not want to hear about her, but then click the title to demand that she stop being talked about. Like, Ruben, you don't get how weird that is? Like I said, Twilight Zone. Imagine me going to someone's stream about, I don't know, what's a good example? The Clippers, and going, hey, I think it's time to stop talking about, these different sports teams and discuss something else. No, I'm not. And people on here come and ask all kind of weird stuff. That's not as weird as those other people, but it still is kind of out of the blue. Well, then let me miss out. I'm not interested. Yeah, I can't wait to watch. I was actually going to do a video on David Pakman because he's living up the hysteria about Trump. Oh my God, he's going to pick this woman for the Supreme Court, and she's going to get rid of the ACA, and she's going to just oh my God. You know, it's the same old song and dance. Do you know this guy called Professor Truth? That's who that guy we're talking about watches for politics. I've never heard of that person before. Do you like him? It's really weird too because he seems to kind of not Professor Truth, but the guy we're discussing. He seems to kind of be a rebel without a cause. Like he would go and like talk trash about Sanders and Andrew Yang, and then he would also talk trash about Trump. So basically, any politician that you brought up, he would have an issue with. And it got kind of annoying to where one of my mods banned him, and I had to go and unban him because he came back on a second account begging and pleading to return. I'm like, you go on a channel where the person makes content supporting these people to trash them, and then you get surprised when you get yanked. That's like me going to a Trump rally and saying, I hope you get impeached a second time, then not expecting to get removed. Ranzil says, what's up? What do you expect? Oh, he is another that oh my God, I can't stand that clown. Hey, I don't know if you remember this, Ruben. But 4 years ago, that same person you just wrote the name of, I'm not going to say his name. He went to, I guess, ambush this other commentator at an interview. It was dumb. I try to ignore him. But yeah, he actually mentioned on my streams liking that person. I would just roll my eyes. That's a big reason why I don't like a lot of those, just a lot of these different commentators. They don't really seem like they know what they want. But remember, I told you, Ruben, that one of the problems with progressives is we literally have a problem with every damn body. Like, you can vote the way we like over and over and over again, and we still won't give you any credit. That's why they're all united in like Hayden Collins. Oh, we want to get out of Yemen. Wait, she voted to get out of Yemen over and over? Well, screw her. We support Roe v. Wade. Oh, she supports Roe v. Wade as well and has votes that support this position that we share with her. Well, screw her. We're so mad that those Republicans went and signed a deal behind Obama's back saying that the Iran nuclear deal wasn't properly negotiated. Oh, she was one of, what 7 or 8 Republicans didn't do that and theoretically did something we like. Well, screw her. I'm still going to do that video why progressives will never get anywhere. Because they're the first group to turn on each other ahead of anybody else. The lefties who are against the Democrats hate Susan Collins irrationally too. Yeah, it is really weird but I had a conservative person I spoke to about a month ago, and they said a lot of those, progressives don't actually look at voting records, or if they do, they find one vote they don't like, and then you're like a demon. Uh, so, for example, remember we were talking about how like the only reason people like Nina Turner so much is because she doesn't actually have a voting record that they can sit there and like pick out selectively stuff they don't like and go, this person is a demon. Ah. And remember, Ruben, how they get mad at Harris because she was involved in putting minorities in prison in California, but then they still don't like Booker, even though he has one of the best criminal justice records out of any senator. I told you they have a problem with every damn body. Kasparian lost my entire support again after she claimed that hating the Cuties movie was just a right wing talking point. Well, you know, TYT outside of Jank, they have like a weird thing about trying to turn distaste for like pop culture stuff into being emblematic of who you are as a person. So, for example, when The Last Jedi came out, you had some of the members on that panel talking about if you didn't like this Star Wars movie, that's because you are a misogynist and racist and blah, blah, blah. And then remember the fiasco with the Joker movie that you're part of a romance team if you like it. Now they love doing that. Kevin says, I used to be a little conservative, but then I put on that red hat and Trump's name comes out of my mouth every day. Make America great again, I always say. What? I always remind, I think Grand Zil meant to say remain. I always remain in the gray area when it comes to politics. Well, listen, I tend to get along more with people who are apolitical, ironically enough, because a lot of these progressives, they just have a problem with everything. Like to where you can actually sit them down and explain maybe like 15, 16, 20 different reasons as to why you like some politician to kind of, you know, they say they don't like, and they'll just be like, well, that's one good vote, but it still doesn't count. I put on my hairline like LeBron James. You said you don't like Trump, you love Trump. All right, well, have fun with him. I remember I had this one person that said they were Republican, and I joked that I was going to ban them, and I did the Thanos snap. No, but if I ever write a book on like being a YouTuber, it'll be called like Hamster in a Wheel or the most stagnant channel or something that's like symbolic of just being on this never-ending wheel. like always trying to do different things to see if you can get somebody to watch your crap, and then you get screwed over and over. Because I remember when I did the video on Jenk, I think it was 200 views or something. Like I have to talk about him every day. And there's a lot of stuff you can talk about him with, but you know, it still isn't something I want to just keep doing. That is kind of disturbing. Like there is a disproportionate amount of my stuff that is Jenk related, and it tends to get more views. Like I still can't go over the stream that I did on him after the Justice Democrats got rid of him, and it got, what was it, 20,000 views. It's like, what the hell? Like a stream with 1,000 views already crazy, but that's 20,000. How is one president responsible for everything? What happened to checks and balances? Well, again, this is all about having an irrational fear of one person. So a lot of these commentators are talking, "Oh my God, Trump is going to do this. Trump is going to." They're not talking about how to get Congress back, what seats the Democrats need to win to, you know, again, according to them, supposedly save us from the evil madman, because it's all a game where they try to drum up views for their show. And again, Pac-Man is in full hysteria mode. Some of the videos he puts up just, I'm like, he has 1 million subs. Like I said, people love the a lot of these liberals. They love the hysteria of, oh my god, if Trump gets a second term, my brain is gonna explode. They want you to just freak out and panic and go crazy. If Trump gets a second term, he's going to screw up the environment. It's like, well, hell, if the Democrats get the Senate and the House, a supermajority that is, they could pass bills to completely curb whatever he wants to do to the environment. So, that's why I said that it's all just a big joke. A lot of people try to write off the president as the emperor, like as the person who just controls everything when he doesn't. A lot of people have made entire their tube channels being TYT response channels. Oh, I know that guy. The first one and that second, the last one you put before, and several others. I know those two. I don't want to become that. And again, when I respond to somebody, I usually don't do it in the way that I get responses. Like when I did the responses to Jank, I don't say you're probably gay and or like you're acting this. I don't do any of that. They do that to me, but I don't do it to them. Not him, but like different people that type stuff to me. You don't get a smear job when I cover you. Like I said, a lot of my like I get attacked for stuff, but the usually if I respond to another YouTuber, they're given a lot more courtesies than I get. These guys have a lot of subs because they will never be on the same level as the people who make makeup tutorial video. Yeah, I've seen those get a bunch of views. People are so interested in just the weirdest stuff to me. I don't understand it at all. Like I said, if you do a video where you put some thought into it and write out a script and edit it, you'll be lucky if that damn thing gets 100 views. I remember I actually had a guy who came on this one video I did. I think it was on Iran about maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, and he was like, "Uh, start a gaming channel. It sucks that you only get a couple of views, but there are these thick broads that get a million." And I'm just sitting there like, "Who the hell are you?" And sure enough, after doing his drive-by comment, which again wasn't nasty toward me, but it was still this person supposedly being so concerned with my progress, but not actually supporting me in any capacity. Never saw him again. So I said it's a really weird thing on this site where people just type a whole bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with the video, and then you're not supposed to get annoyed by that. Oh, and then about maybe 2 weeks ago, I had some guy who was like, I have seen some of your romance videos and I've enjoyed some of them. I would recommend watching this person. I was like, yeah, this is not if you want to promote this guy, go run an ad on YouTube. Don't try to come over here spouting off somebody else's name. Like I said, I don't watch any romance channels or anybody's romance content other than my own. As a reference for writing your own book. Oh, how to get called a predator years after being one, or years after being obviously one. It is funny to watch people just now take him seriously, like as someone that we need to apparently get rid of and go against. It's really amusing. I literally haven't been on his channel in I think 6 or 7. Like it's been a really long time. I don't watch him at all, and I don't get why anyone really thought he was that appealing, but whatever. Like I said, some of the most boring people on this website have a whole bunch of subs. At least with the chicks, you can figure it's because of the tits, but with a lot of these different guys, I don't like. At least with him, he did put effort into stuff. He would, put on different outfits or whatever. But I just don't get it. Those creepy videos were literally getting featured on YouTube's trending tab back. I remember not clicking them. Yeah, this website is a really crazy place. Like it is almost. I'm oftentimes at a loss for words because of just how insane it is to like actively do things to try and, I guess, appeal to people on here, and then you see who is appealing to people, and you're like, well, they'd rather have suspected predators on top than someone like myself. Again, that's and that stuff has had an effect on me as an individual. Like a lot of times, I don't even respond to my own comment section due to just almost what's a good way of saying it, like a pessimism in a way, like, oh yeah, this person that ignored me is now writing something, let me respond to them. But like I said, usually if people comment, it's someone I've never seen before. When he with the this video of another, oh, I remember that one, the high-pitched voice man, the high-pitched voice man who got 3 movies made about him on, what was it, Nickelodeon, for no damn reason. But again, people would rather watch that where someone just think how stupid I would look at any age if I did a video where it's me talking in some excited manner but sped up. Like they'd rather watch that than someone who actually analyzes current issues. So I say I have YouTube fatigue. That's gonna be my new disease. Like on here, you make a video like that. You have people thumbing it up to, oh my god, this is so funny. But then you do a video where you talk about some political issue or just something where you put some thought into it. Sit back and actually analyze the topic. You get harassed. You get messed with. Like it's tiring. Yeah. I probably enjoyed maybe 2 of his videos at most. AOU. Oh, by the way, AOU, I'm gonna get my revenge on you. I'm gonna subscribe to your channel, and I'm not gonna write anything on any of your videos. I'll be this ghost. I'm gonna boost your number. And be like, yeah, I got a new sub, and like, where is he? That's gonna be my revenge tactic on you. Oh, by the way, you weren't here earlier. I have this new term. So that person that you said dipped on the stream on Monday, um, the new term for people like that are the individuals who drive by type, where they go where they come on a stream and they write something to like piss the person off who's streaming or to like annoy them, and then when they're offered the chance to actually elaborate on what the hell they're talking about. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna go to somebody's stream and say, "You're gay," and then run away. Oh, so you weren't my 7th subscriber? No, that's the joke. I already am subscribed. Or I should be anyway. Let me go look. Let me go give this a peek. I always, I always type your name in incorrect. Yeah, I am. And if you don't believe me, I can screenshot it. Like I said, I show proof of what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna go to some. This is gonna be my new social experiment. I'm gonna go to somebody's stream and write something weird and then vanish. By the way, like the video you did on Vegeta, Prince of Nothing. No, it's called The Subtle Decay of Vegeta. Well, Grand Zeal, I hope you like it enough to eventually write a comment. Those channels make videos like have super modded live streams. There are several of them. Oh, I know that they do. Well, listen, I'm not a hypocrite, so I don't have a problem with people policing like what people write on their own streams. I just think it's funny that it's like people you never seen before just come over there writing a whole bunch of stuff. No, they write like a comment that's meant to be contrasting with what's being said, and then when they're given the opportunity to actually go more in detail about what they're talking about, they vanish. I'm gonna do a drive-by stream where it's like maybe 5 or 10 seconds long, and I say, "This person gropes children," and then we're like, turn it off. Just vanish. Yeah, I haven't seen Jomo in a long time. He must have been feeling nostalgia. He's like, "Hey, what channels have I not gone into in like 3 or 4 months?" Oh yeah, that person. People on this website get just they don't even care. They go, and I guess what gets me right is that the same group who says they're not concerned about something, and this is just more of the hypocrisy, still make videos on that kind of stuff. Like I've had two people who say something's not that deep, again, like of these trolls, and one of them does a video where remember he's not just talking about something because it's one thing to do a video where you don't edit it and you just speak in front of the camera. He's going and grabbing a bunch of different clips, which makes the video take longer to make. And then the other one writes two, like almost writes a whole paragraph. The computer clown catchphrase. It ain't that deep, or it's not that deep. One of those, one variation of that. I hated public speaking when I was younger in school, although I've gotten better at it. I have this weird thing where if I go up and speak, maybe like in the lead up to speaking, I feel a little bit like uncomfortable, like I guess butterflies in my stomach. But then if I'm up there for maybe 10, 20 minutes uninterrupted, I'm a lot more comfortable. Like it's the lead up versus the actual, not execution, but just I guess progressively as I'm up there, I get less uncomfortable. And apparently, I don't have to worry about public speaking if we're going to be, what do you call it, in our homes for another year. Wait, who was the YouTuber that got surgery to get some? Oh, AOU says it must be serious if they go that far to take some clips to prove some point. Yeah, and remember, AOU, just because a video is only 10 or 20 minutes doesn't mean it took 10 or 20 minutes to make. If you're going around to streams that are an hour long, unless you have some great memory, you're going to have to go through it and watch up to the point where what the person said can be taken out or removed or used for the video. And he did that with at least 3 or 4 different streams I did. So that was like at least an hour of editing. AOU, it's not that deep to say sorry, to write sorry, which would take less than 2 minutes. But it is deep enough to spend hours editing a video calling somebody gay. And remember, he's not like the a lot of these. Remember, I said I had a block list of 300 people. He wasn't blocked when that video was made. He actually got unblocked after one of my mods blocked him, and he begged to come back on another account. So that goes to show you he really wanted to attack me in the video. It's like, yeah, I can't wait. Told you, people online will stab you in the back so quickly. So I said the internet is a really you can't take people seriously on here is the best way to put it. It's kind of hard not to because of stupid it is. Some people be all quick to cuss and act tough online, but then be nervous in real life. Well, I mean, that's kind of what a lot of people enjoy about coming on here, that they feel as if there's no consequence for anything they do. Disney announced a live action Peter Pan with a black woman playing Tinkerbell. Well, didn't somebody take like start taking characters that are white or supposed to be white and start drawing them black? That's just the thing we're doing now. But again, if you express any distaste with, I guess, changing the ethnic look of a character, you're, racist. So. Even though you know damn well if I made a Black Panther movie where T'Challa was white, everybody would want to lynch me. They'd have their pitchforks and their knives and all the other instruments. So it's mostly just goes one way. I remember Joe is saying it like that movie came out 30 years ago. Yes, we know the Ghostbusters film from 2016 was just a gender flipped version for no reason. At least our fictional characters, BBC literally makes shows changing the races and ethnicities of real historical figures. Yeah, they love to just mix stuff up and change things. I mean, hey, you know how it is. We don't play the clown game over here. Hey, Joe called it. He predicted it. Let's go back to Monday. The time to ask those kind of questions passed. Harass somebody online. I actually had a guy who I think it was about maybe like 2 years ago came on one of my. I actually wanted to hear why he thought that. Man, come on, it's trolling. But there was a guy that had some kind of like disorder, and he apparently thought I had this one. He was like, oh, "I'm just gonna let you know if you have this, you'll never be able to get with a woman." And I'm just thinking to myself, people who've never met you, right? Somehow online are like experts on who. It's the craziest thing. Like I remember when I had the video that got the 200,000 views, there was a guy who in the comments was like, "Oh, I showed this to my woman or whoever the hell, and she thinks that you're the," and I'm like, why would this have any bearing on me? You don't know me. You've never met me. And even if you did, you still, are not privy to any uh, specific scenario or my dealings with certain things. It's a strange phenomenon. Everybody online is a psychologist. Still need to get that Infinity Gauntlet. AOU, you know what was going to happen. It's just more drive-by typing where they write some weird name. Oh my God, I can't believe you make it. What was the stupid crap? I can't believe you make your channel about you. You have narcissistic personality disorder. Stop focusing on yourself on your channel. I told you they got rid of a lot of mental asylums and the government feeds them pills now. PhD degree in psychology from YouTube Comment University, UCU, no YCU. I can't believe he would make his channel. I can't believe Justin would dare to make his channel about himself. He must have narcissistic personality disorder because who would make their channel about them? Am I right? It was a blur. I mean, I left the first one up for a while because I was reading the last thing you typed before that. People on my streams act like they just. I told you every time you do a stream, you can have a whole 30 plus minutes of people acting like they have some sense, and then somebody just writes something weird. But again, people have been like on streams showing their like just bizarre tendencies. I was watching a stream on Wednesday, and somebody came on there talking about Breonna Taylor rest in piss and rest in jizz. So you know, they love doing that where they go and write something that. And again, the person wasn't talking about this at all. They just like being weird. It makes them feel good to like try to bash some deceased person. That's apparently a thing they do. Do you, hey, Ruben, the second one was, do you hide behind your false self from childhood abuse? I don't remember the video I made where I talked about my childhood. Maybe that's like some hidden artifact from somewhere. Do I have some secret biography that somebody wrote where they interviewed all my relatives or something? That's but you get how weird they are on here. I just think that's funny. The person, like, I'm hiding behind my false self, not the person who makes an account where we can't even see what they look like. I'm hiding as I'm out in the open. But that's not the Twilight Zone. The person who shows their face damn near every day on this website is hiding behind a false self, not the people who make accounts where you can't see what they look like. That's nuts. Oh my God, the people on this site. The computer clowns are out every day. And it's really weird too because you know when they do it on a stream, it's meant to get the attention of the other people that are there. I should do a video on how to like not what's a good way of saying it? How to like put up with the BS of people on the site because the key to it is accepting the fact that when you deal with individuals online, they believe that your content or whatever you put up on there is like some determiner of who you are, that like that gives them an insight into your personality and everything about you, even if it doesn't. Bringing back death sentences after having abolished it at one point. I'll do it after the stream. I don't want somebody to get upset that I did research on a video during a video. I should do a video called like the truth behind internet psychologist or something, or how everybody on YouTube in the comment section is a psychologist. Tumblr. You know, there actually is a guy who was bragging about his psychological experience. So he was talking about he had been abused when he was a kid, and he was involved with the suicide hotline, all these other different places. Uh, and then he did a video about 2 years later or a year and a half later where he was angry that people were sending him private. He's got 100,000 subs, by the way. He was angry that people were sending him messages asking him about their abuse and trauma. And I'm like, you gas these people up about how much of an expert you are when it comes to psychology, and then you get mad when they ask you psychological questions. The actual psychological term is called the disinhibition effect, when people say things online they wouldn't say in real life. Yeah, people do a lot of that online. They all become very powerful behind the keyboard. And like I said, it's harder for me to pick up on these kind of things because I do believe you can criticize someone and you shouldn't get yanked. Like, for example, if someone made a video where they say, I don't agree with this person on romance because dot, 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 you know, whatever, political stuff, you can do all of that without trying to do these like weird character analysis, is what I would call it. So like if I do a video where I talk about why I don't like James's music, which I do like his stuff, I'm just as an example, I would talk about what notes he hits that I don't find appealing, or what genre his stuff reminds me of that I'm not into. I wouldn't say, well, James needs to address why he was beaten as a little boy. Like, what the hell? And he needs to tell us why he has narcissistic personality disorder. I thought the number one thing every psychologist knows is that unless the person is in front of you, you can't actually diagnose them. Like I said, a lot of the critiques levied at me don't actually address what I have to say. They're just like these weird character analysis. Because they can hide behind a fake name, everything, and potentially not suffer any consequences. Yeah, they feel emboldened to do weird things because they know that, you know, it doesn't track them back in real life. But again, if it's not enough of a big deal for it to for you to believe it should affect your real life, you would think it wouldn't be a big of enough deal to harass people. Hey, but Ruben, have you noticed that phenomenon where if I critique someone, it's about what they have to say and why what they're saying is incorrect. But then if I get critiqued, it's like weird uh, character analysis that don't actually address what I'm saying or don't give any examples. Anyone else picked up on that trend? That's a nice little phenomenon. I guess that was just me who noticed that. Like I said, if I get into a habit of, I guess, critiquing someone, it's always about what they have to say on here. It's, you know, it's addressing what they have to say. You're not going to see me in anybody's live chat or comment section going, I am actually a psychologist and I have now assessed you to be suffering from uh, bipolar or whatever the hell. It's like you hate celery. That means you're automatically the spawn of Satan. People be like that. Um, well, if I was critiquing someone for not liking celery, I at least would like them. I would, maybe get upset they're not explaining why they don't like it. If they're critiquing someone for not liking celery, they'll say that person has uh, ineffective taste and doesn't know what good is, or just all kind of weird stuff. I still never seen a video or comment that try to argue against your points that you've made for the past 5 years. Well, the closest you get to a comment that tries to actually address what I have to say are the ones that like pick out, like I'll do a stream for an hour or two, and then they'll pick out like one comment, from complain about that. I've seen that happen a couple of times, but like actually addressing overall what I have to say about something, especially with the chick stuff, no. Like I had a guy who actually commented on this 2-year-old stream I did, the one about like why prostitutes are better than girlfriends, and he said this is some. It was, I don't remember what the whole sentence was, but it was some of the effect of this is some nerd crap or some. But again, that doesn't actually address what his disagreement is with the points that are being made. It's just people typing random weird stuff. I'm better than you because I'm vegan. Like we were, Ruben, you brought up Actual Justice Warrior earlier about him doing videos on TYT. At least he actually addresses what they have to say. I don't see him calling Jank gay out of nowhere. Like those 60-minute, $60, 60-minute places where they rub you down and do you know what? Who is this? Truth in plain sight. Never seen that person before. Or if I have, it's been a long time since they showed up. No, but the point I made during that stream was that men get accused of like just wanting to get with a woman because they want to get screwed. And I was saying that if that's truly what we want overall, which is probably not the case, because why the hell would you go through all these loops just to get screwed when you can get a prostitute? Then just get a prostitute. At least then you know that the person will do certain things for a certain price. It's not left to vagueness and hope that the individual reciprocates. They can't debunk Justin because that actually takes some form of intellectualism and rationality. Yeah, they're not really doing that. They're just typing a bunch of weird stuff. I think it can be done. I just don't see it being done. Just like when I did the Candace Owens stream, and I went on Twitter and I saw all these people talking about why even listen to what she has to say. She's bald. I'm like, well, again, that doesn't address what she's actually saying. Because remember, what she's actually saying is what has people pissed off. So if you can debunk what she's saying, that would actually be on topic. I mean, I could be bought right now. That still would not immediately refute the points I've made about chicks or anything else, just offhandedly. You still have to actually address what I'm saying. But again, that doesn't end up happening. I get attacked over looks and what I'm sitting on, all this other trash. And again, when you actually try to have a discussion with these people, they just like to drive by type. Write some weird comment, then vanish. Do do the instant transmission. That person has multiple personality disorder. Do I have any proof? No. I wouldn't be surprised if Justin attended college or trade school if he can delve into things with academic intellectualism and provide a good informed opinion. Well, I talked about this before. I went to college for 2 years and I dropped out because I couldn't afford the university that I was trying to transfer to. So, and then at this point, I still have people online who try to like blame me for that anyway. Because at 20, I was supposed to have $12,000 to just give to some school. That's how fruity the people on this web. Like, I actually gave the hypothetical. I said, if I had dropped out when I was, let's say, in middle school or high school, people would say it was because of grades and I didn't study hard enough, whatever. Something that I actually would have complete control over. But when you're talking about an excess of wealth that most people in a certain age demographic don't have, I just don't see how you get upset at that person for not having that. Affordable education is like a foreign concept in the US. Yeah, it's really ridiculous. I just think it's crazy that you can have K through 12 be free and everybody agrees it should be free. But then if you want to go to college for free, oh my God, what a sick thing. You made the correct decision to not continue to attend college or higher education. It's a scam. Well, the only reason the only thing I like kind of get a little worried about is like if I were to run for office and then somebody's like, oh my God, this person can go to college. How can they be my congressman? But, most people that run that aren't in the political sphere get screwed over anyway, like have a hard time getting attention by the media and whatnot. So I'm not too worried as far as like it being a thing that truly cripples me. Basically, if it weren't for that, it would just be something else. But no, I do agree. It is just ridiculously expensive. They want a burger flipping class. Oh, that's been, there's actually been a Red Scare. Well, that was what I was opposed to, Joe. I didn't like the idea of you're supposed to be going to this school to get this degree that's supposed to help you and make your living standards better, but then you exit with an anchor on your leg. And remember, you're not in debt because you didn't pay off some credit cards or lease some car for a long time. You didn't pay. Like, you're basically getting punished for doing what society considers to be the right thing of going and trying to further education. I think that's nuts. But again, I'm not going to have the same burden placed on me in terms of like feeling screwed because of that. Like, I've had some people who have been trying to Red Scare me. If you don't get a degree, you're never going to get a good job. But, I'd rather, I guess, this cycle of looking, like, I don't believe that this piece of paper would have just magically made everything better, especially when I know that it would have come with the anchor of thousands of dollars I'd have to pay off. I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was worth it to me. And that in debt or write a bunch of essays and cross your fingers. Yeah, that's what I've been told. Well, I have another group that doesn't want to pay for anything, but they think there's like this oasis, this never-ending flow of financial aid that will just pay off everything. So it's a nice little cross between delusion and, trying to sell somebody a reality that doesn't exist. Let me see. STEM subjects, anything else is a waste of money. Well, pardon me. I don't want to be part of the waste of money majors as AOU puts it. No, that was every ounce of shade. You scooped it all off the planet and threw it right at me. Yes, I actually did intend to do a whole video about my like educational background, but I scrapped it because I figured I'd get ridiculous comments on it, so I probably won't do it. There's a college in Washington where you can make up your own title. Oh, I can call myself the what's a good word for being like attacked for in like screwed up ways? The smeared one, the castigated character. Nobody else gonna write anything. ALU says this stream is so boring I fell asleep. I'm sorry. Would you like a pillow? Oh, now he's typing Z's. Let me ban him. Go pre-order my Infinity Gauntlet. I'm getting a PhD in trolling. Imagine if the degree is actually like some like that puke green. It's gonna be like PhD in internet harassment, aka trolling. Anything in technology is fine when picking a major, coding, but most majors isn't guaranteed it. Well, that's it that I was trying to say, that I can't take the people who are trying to red scare me about not having a degree seriously, because they're trying to infer the idea that not only will it be impossible for you to get something that pays decently uh, without a degree, but that you also will only be able to get some position easier when you have one. And I just don't believe it. I'm getting a degree in memes. AOU woke up from his slumber. That's gonna be his next song. I was watching the stream about a guy getting harassed. And then I woke up from my dream and I made a song with brass. Ron Paul recovered. Yeah, I saw that article a few days. Was it yesterday or a few days ago? I was actually going to do a video on Rand, but because he said something that was getting some attention online. Get a doctorate in hot dog sciences. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I just stopped watching him because he started saying stuff I thought was really weird about the virus. Like him and Rand have the same problem for me about just this weird, what's it called, antagonism toward vaccines. Like they're like, oh, the government shouldn't be able to stick whatever they want. It's like, okay, but these are contagious diseases. Like, let's say if someone had AIDS, for example, right? In that case, it would be someone screwing another person that causes them to get the virus. So people would just have to be away from that person, not catch it. We're talking about a disease where if you just stand by someone, you have a chance of catching it. Like, I just don't understand where his like their whole freedom shtick is more important than the public's health. Because if you have to stick a needle in me to make sure that the 400, 500 people I encounter in the next year or so don't catch a virus, I really don't see what the problem is. You know, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Unless you are going into graduate school, doctor slash law school, then I'd recommend majors like math. Yeah, I'm okay. Well, you tell them that. I'd have gone for one of those majors if it didn't cost an arm and a leg to get anything. It's really weird too that people make school seem like it's such a like horrible thing when really outside of math, I never really had much of a problem with, especially in college. Like I had one math class that was so hard for the last test. The teacher let us use our book, like the whole book, because of how difficult it was. Yeah, people are really aggravating. Oh, I see that Ruben's about to leave because he's getting ready to go watch the new his next leading lady on the Supreme Court. I'm just surprised of how college is just so expensive. Well, what really pisses me off, James, is that a lot of the people who will shame you for not finishing your education, especially a lot of the older ones, they're saying that without having had to deal with the circumstance of these schools costing as much as they have, because this current spike of prices only started in maybe like the last 20 years. So a lot of people who are 70, 60, 50, even 40 didn't have to put up with this trash. They didn't have to hope and pray that they would one day be able to afford, this stuff. It's just it's really unfortunate there's such a like generational gap between both how much stuff costs and understanding the plight of millennials when it comes to paying this stuff off. Because I had some clown who actually tried to tie getting a degree into getting with the broad, and I showed that comment during the "How Romance Dehumanizes Men" video, and I was really disgusted because I can actually name a U.S. senator who has a degree who's married to a woman that doesn't have a degree. So it all goes back to this thing of how when you're a man, you have these weird standards put upon you, um, just for the sake of making things more difficult. That should be the last one to say anything. Oh, they should be the last one to say anything. Yeah, they didn't have to put up with these ridiculous prices. And I had one of them who actually tried to tell me, as someone who got their last degree in the 80s, that the price hasn't gone up when I can literally prove that it has. But again, those kind of denials of reality are meant to make them feel better about, casting doubts and blame on you. The one single entire pitch that Democrats and resistance liberals have been making to why voters should support them is that Trump is a fascist and now the Supreme Court is having them go overtime with this talking point. Yeah, I really don't care if Burnett gets on the court or not because, if it's like Merrick Garland was an okay guy, and I guess Trump would have nominated somebody that was more liberal, but the progressives still would have had a problem with that person. Just only what 60 to 80 years ago where $1 got you a lot. Yeah. Zeal, if you see some of the prices of things 30 years ago or 40 years ago compared to now, you would want to rip your hair out. I thought you were intelligent. Okay, well, if you think I'm dumb, you can leave. But again, that goes back to the problem with people online. If you say one thing they don't like, now you're dumb. Oh, Ruben, he's talking about the guy that told me I need a degree to get a bimbo. Mm. Do I believe a virus that's killed 200,000 people is real? Hey, James. This virus has literally killed 20 times more people than 9/11 right now. You remember the response to 9/11. Everybody was going crazy. Oh my God, 2,000 people died. And it was this horrible event. But then 200,000 people die. Oh, and this was a hoax disease. Yeah, but that's what is it? New World Order hoax virus. So all those, I guess, all those people are like actors. They're all just gonna rise back from being deceased because he says so. And again, remember what I said earlier about progressives? How, and I don't know if this person's a progressive or not. He's probably, just whatever. But I went from him. He goes from apparently thinking I was intelligent because he said, "I thought you were intelligent." If you have a dissenting view with someone on anything political, you're now an idiot. Now, don't answer him, Joe. Remember, he's on the stream of an unintelligent person, so he should go watch somebody intelligent. I am now stupid because I had one dissenting view from you. Told you, man, the political stuff is like the home base for being like overly toxic for no damn reason. Like with Rand and Ron, right? I don't agree with them on the vaccine stuff or some social issues, but I could still agree with them on the war on drugs or foreign policy. I know how to accept someone for their differences while also complementing what we have in common. So it makes me not receptive to just going, this person's stupid because they said something I don't agree with. Well, I'm sorry about your sister's friend, Dad, but remember, he's going to actually end up being resurrected because this is a hoax virus, according to the person earlier. Damn, I didn't know Alex Jones was in the comment section. That's crazy. It baffles me too, AOU. But again, I'm not an intelligent person, so I'm supposed to be confused by like weird things people do. I was misconceived as intelligent. Hey, Grand Zeal, if we have any dissenting opinions, I'm gonna say I thought you were intelligent. So if you say one thing I don't agree with, I thought you weren't. I misconceived you to be smart. Nobody ever heard of a disagreement or anything. Now that's nuts. Man, all the trolls are on high alert today. This is crazy. And again, he was actually see the reason I did that was I give them some time if they want to write something else to elaborate on what they were saying. But it's the same thing. They come on a stream, they insult you, and then when they're offered the chance to either say something more or say something that at least makes some semblance of sense, they do the same thing, the drive-by type. That was like 2 or 3 more minutes. He could have written something, he didn't. So let's review because we're about to close the stream. I got to go do something. We've had one guy who accused me of having what's that stupid thing called again? Narcissistic personality disorder, because I talk about myself on my channel because I'm the first person who's ever done that apparently. We had the same person say that I have a false self while I show who I am and talk about things I like, and they actually hide their face, which I would think is more in line with the false self. And then we've had this other person say that a virus that's killed 200,000 people is a fake hoax for the New World Order, and that he thought I was intelligent. So once I said something he didn't agree with, now I was suddenly not intelligent. And oh, it doesn't remind you of anybody else. Remember the one guy that came on my stream and got mad at me for liking a U.S. president that he brought up, and then because I wouldn't debate with him, wrote 17 comments talking to himself. Told you, people on this website are out of their damn mind. They have a problem with everybody for everything at all times. He didn't say anything after that. I gave him Ruben, this is what they do. When they write something weird, I give them some minutes to write something back, and if they don't, get rid of them. With both people, I gave them enough time to where, because remember, I don't have that. Remember that little 200-second thing, that little, you know what I'm talking about, the little circle that people have on streams to stop people from typing a whole bunch of stuff. I don't have that. So they can type something in response to what I'm saying at the same rate that they did before I got rid of them, and they don't. And that other guy was allowed to write 2 comments, and the second one had nothing to do with the first one. You go from talking about somebody has a narcissistic disorder because they dare to speak about themselves to accusing them of having a bad childhood. So, you know, just they're not saying anything that actually explains what the hell they believe. It's just a bunch of rebels without a cause who have a problem with you for disagreeing with them on anything. They're just like my ex-girlfriend. The problem is when people aren't respectful and when they say things thinking that their superiority are inherently wrong. Yeah, and it's like, you're on my channel. Like, I'm not on the Truth in Plain Sight channel. If he's so damn smart, why isn't he the one I'm on the channel of? Why am I not in his comment section? Same thing with the other guy. If he's such a damn expert psychologist, why haven't we heard of him? Shouldn't he be the next? What's that guy called? The one commentator. Shouldn't he be some renowned commentator? Like, if he was so smart, we would know who he was. His name would be known throughout all corners. And when he came in my comment section, everybody would say, "Oh yeah, I remember that person." No, not well. Dr. Phil is one of them, but there's somebody else people talk about. But yeah, if Dr. Phil came to my comment section, we would know who he was. But we don't know who that Josiah person is. No one's ever heard of him before because he's nobody. These people never cease to amaze me. But AOU, if that guy was such a great, renowned psychologist, wouldn't we have recognized when we have said, "Oh yeah, I've heard of him before. He diagnosed this person and he did this." Right? Same thing with Truth in Plain Sight. If he was such an expert on politics, wouldn't we be aware of him? Like, a lot of people don't like TYT, but we know who the 2 panelists on there are, even if we don't watch them regularly. Wouldn't we go, "Oh my God, that's Truth in Plain Sight. I watch his political videos all day. He's such a renowned commentator, and we know no one knows who the hell these people are, but they're trying to insult me, the person that actually tries to put effort in things, and I'm the one who needs to get attacked and be told of how unintelligent they are as they're watching my stuff. Twilight Zone. We need to make that show. We need to bring that show back and just put all these people in there on every episode. How do they find you also? Well, a lot of the romance ones come from that, and then if they see me streaming, they attack me on here. I'm gonna have to play Shawn Michaels' theme song. They see me walking, they hear me talking. But again, these people were so great. Wouldn't we know who they are if they're these experts and amazing men? And so if Dr. Phil came on here and criticized me, I would say, "Oh my God, that's Dr. Phil. I gotta listen to him." But nobody knows who these people are. Same thing with the guy that made the video on me. That was his 3rd highest viewed video. On attacking someone that can't even get 100 views usually on a video. That's his claim to fame. People on this website have lost their goddamn mind. First, they cry about my shirt. Then they cry about my chair. Then they cry about my cross. Then they cry about me wearing glasses. I'm telling you, if you say anything on here, you will get attacked for just whatever they can pick out and use as their thing to smear you with or to make seem like it's a bigger deal than it actually is. Road warrior animal. Yeah, I haven't heard of Marty before. I just love that phenomenon of I'm nothing or I'm dumb or whatever, and I got all these issues, but you're watching me, not the other way around. What kind of phenomenon is that? Like, I don't like Ben Shapiro. You don't see me on his streams. Yeah, I remember that the wrestler died right before she got announced. That's just the eerie coincidence. We wouldn't know some people because they work behind the scenes, but still make a significant impact. You breathe air. What's wrong with you? Yeah, this person stutters. I had one person criticize my voice. I had a man say he didn't like my face. It's just so weird. But like I said, it's always men worrying about another man. We use grills now. I gotta put on the Darth Vader mask and start doing the breathing from that. Anyways, I'm gonna get off of here. The people on this website act like they've lost their damn mind. I'll put up a DB video this week, as I usually do. I've got a romance one I want to do this week as well. And I would like people to at least comment on stuff once in a while. So hope you enjoyed this showing of the internet's weirdest people in the comment section. And I'll put something up tomorrow and then stream on Monday probably. So see you. I'll make sure to comment. Oh, thanks. Because I commented on one of your videos. So I appreciate it. Have a good weekend.